introduce Dr. Ralph Hughes. He's asked to call him Ralph, so we will refer to him as Ralph. Ralph is a seasoned leadership strategist, trainer, and author. He brings over 30 years of combined leadership experience and education to the table. Ralph's wealth of knowledge and insights make him a valuable asset to Toastmasters. He's been with Toastmasters since 2013. He has been club president, vice president of education, and vice president of marketing, highlighting his dedication to fostering growth and learning. Ralph's involvement in workshops such as Pathways Rollout and Pathways Ambassador underscores his commitment to continuous improvement and membership. He is an active member of Saturday Fearless Toastmasters and Advanced Universal Toastmasters, continuing to make impact in the Toastmasters network. Ralph's speech is the ABCDs of Leadership. Dr. Ralph Hughes.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here where leaders are made. Give yourselves a round of applause. This is where leaders are made, right? Come on. Today, we're going to build on leadership. We're going to build on a foundational leadership. We're going to add to your repertoire just a little bit as it relates to leadership. But before we get started, let me ask one or two of you, how do you define leadership in one word? I'm not asking about leadership that you will go to Google, Wikipedia, which someone has said to you, or what you even read in a book. How do you, Adolfo, define leadership in one word?
Powerful.
Powerful. Love that response. Vernon, how do you define leadership in one word?
Servanthood.
Servanthood. Excellent. I love the responses. We're going to build on the premise of servanthood and being a powerful leader. How you start by being a powerful leader and a servant is by applying what I call the ABCDs of leadership. But before I get to that, I'm going to explain to you what today's message is all about. Today's message, you're going to be able to think like a leader, know what leadership truly entails, because a lot of people don't know what leadership entails. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't know how to apply leadership. That's also inclusive of what they may have read in a leadership book, but they don't know how to apply what they've learned or read in a book. So that's one of the things we're going to cover today. So let me get started, because I don't have a lot of time, because today's presentation can actually be rolled out to a 4-hour workshop, but I have trimmed it down to give you the finite points of my discussion today. So let's talk about the ABCDs of leadership. A, everyone say it with me, A. There we go. Hey, Adolfo, you said leadership is powerful. I want to hear the power in your voice when you say A, because you're all a leader, and this is where leaders are made. A.
A.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So you might ask, what is A? A means apply. Apply what? You have to apply your role to leadership. You have to apply yourself to the role of leadership. How do you apply yourself to the role of leadership? Now, the ABCDs also provide a firm foundation for you as a leader. You apply yourself to the role of leadership by, number one, understanding what good emotional intelligence is, because leadership is not just about what you read in a book. Leadership starts with you, the individual. You create the foundation of leadership. It starts with you. And you have to apply yourself in the role of leadership. And how you do that is, one, by applying good emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is simply just understanding who you are in the good times as well as the bad times. You see, leadership is not about a position, but rather a condition. Leadership is not about the praises, the raises, all the accolades. It's about who you are, who you espouse to be, and how you forge alliances with other people to attain the goal and the vision and the mission of the organization. And when I say organization, each and every one of you is an entity. Each and every one of you is an organization. And when I say leadership, I want you to understand it's also about leading not only at work, at your job if you own a business, but also in the community, volunteerism, as well as a home. So that aside, you apply good emotional intelligence. Why? We know that the mind controls the body. Your mind controls your behavior. Your mind controls everything that you do, whether it's good or bad. It starts in the mind, but you can control it. through good emotional intelligence, which simply means to understand, again, how you are in good times and bad times, but how you regulate your emotions, understand your triggers, how to control your triggers, and how to regulate the emotions of others. Next, we also apply transformational leadership. Transformational leadership is just creating change. Don't think you can change other people if you cannot first change yourself. By changing yourself, you emit change that becomes rampant throughout the organization by demonstrating who you are as a leader transformationally. And this is for you, Vernon. You also apply good servanthood. Be a good steward. Serve the people, which simply means putting their needs before yours. Understanding what their desires are and capitalizing on that to inspire your people to forge ahead, and also think intrinsically that they can do what they feel that they can't even accomplish, because you can serve them by being inspirational. B, let me hear you say B. Okay, very good. B is being. Leaders have to be present. They have to be present and attuned to the pulse of the organization. And that is staunchly because of their presence, their being. Their being. They have to be present and attuned. Let's go to C. C is commitment. Leadership is about having a commitment. You have to be committed to lead others. Like I said before, leadership is not, it has nothing to do about you, but has everything to do about the what? The mission. Leadership has everything to do about the mission. You're just a catalyst to achieve the mission by setting the vision of the organization to achieve the mission. Hopefully you got that. That's your role as a leader. So you have to be committed to the role of leadership. Why are leaders committed to the role of leadership? Why do leaders apply good servant leadership, transformational leadership, emotional intelligence? Why they're present and attuned through their being? Why are they committed? Well, I'll tell you, because it leads to D. Let me hear you say D. Excellent. D, because they know that leadership is about making a difference. Leadership is about making a difference. So leaders apply themselves, they're being, they're committed, and they make a difference. How do we reinforce the ABCDs of leadership? It's simple, by thinking. It's an acronym. It's called THINK. Let me hear you say THINK. 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 THINK is an acronym. What does it stand for? Well, every single day, you need to think and assess your leadership, whether you're at home, in the community, here, work, it doesn't matter. Think about your leadership. And I'm going to explain to you how you apply the THINK model in a minute. But let me go over the acronym real quick. T stands for transformational. We already know what transformational means because I already explained that. You got to transform yourself so you can transform others. And by transforming others, you transform the organization. I like to think I transform my children so I can have a better household. Tell you that much. H means for humility. Again, Vernon, this is for you. How do you become humble? By serving others and not being self-serving. That's how you become humble. Also, in your word choice, are you using powerful words? Are you tapping to the heart, mind, bodies, and souls of people to become powerful? Are you humble by using the right words, the right body language, knowing what to say, how to say it, when to say it? Are you humble? Are you inspiring motivation in others? What are you doing to inspire the people that you lead? Leadership is also about inspiring motivation in others so they can achieve, again, what they believe is impossible. You serve as a catalyst for that. N is nurture. Again, nurture is to serve. And how do you serve? In addition to everything that I've just mentioned, you serve by making sure that you cultivate, that you mentor, that you coach, that you develop, that you train people. That's also another level of care, nurturing. And that leads to the last letter of the acronym THINK, which is K, knowledge. Leaders are knowledgeable. And what are they knowledgeable about? They're knowledgeable, number one, based on everything we talked about today, is leadership. They understand what real leadership means. They understand that they also have their own definition of leadership from a good place. They know how to apply leadership principles to every facet of life. Not only are they knowledgeable about leadership, but they are also competent about their job. They know their job, and they are thinking leaders, meaning that they're always developing themselves, not as a leader, but as a thinker. And to make sure that, here's the other nugget, that they are developing other people in the process. Thus, they are transferring the knowledge that they have gained by imparting that knowledge on to others, whether it's your children, whether it's a mentee, whether it's someone that you're coaching. This is how you impart that knowledge also. Now, by using the think model every single day, it's very simple, because at the end of the day, you can just think about how you interacted all day. Was I transformational? Was I humble? Was I inspired today? Was I nurturing? Was I knowledgeable? And then if you feel you were transformational, humble, inspiring, nurturing, and knowledgeable, give yourself a check mark for each one of those components. But let's say you weren't transformational the next day. You gave yourself a check mark for everything, but you weren't transformational. Now you can compare those two think models, worksheets, and say, oh, how did I drop the ball today? I was transformational yesterday. I wasn't transformational today. Then you can figure out, well, I wasn't transformational because I missed an opportunity, and determine why you missed that opportunity by asking yourself the question: who, what, when, where, why, and how? Who was I transformational to? When did the transformation take place? Why did it take place? Where did it take place? And how did it take place? Or the latter. So the point of the ABCDs of leadership and the think model, the ABCDs, again, the think model is to reinforce the ABCDs, to get you to think critically every single day about your leadership. And it just becomes a way of life. It's embedded in your subconscious that you don't have to think about applying these principles and models. That's the point. Out of applying the leadership think model, you will find yourself with balance in your mind, heart, body, soul, and spirit, inner peace, harmony. And you will find that you'll have more cohesive and collaborative working relationships with other people, whether at the home, in the community, or at work. This is your time to elevate your leadership to another level that you've never heard of before, because we're living in different days, and different days call for a different mindset of leadership. And I thank you for having me today, and I hope that you elevate your leadership starting now. Thank you so much.